So it is Thursday. There's a couple of days to go before I do my first half marathon. And I wanted to check in now because I've been having a bit of trouble this week. In my last video, I talked to you about how I'd just done that big 20-mile run, and the day after I mentioned that my calf muscle was quite tight. That was Monday. I spent Monday and Tuesday stretching using the foam roller. I took a bath. I gave myself some rest. And, for most of Tuesday and all day Wednesday, I felt fine. I didn't feel any problems whatsoever. So yesterday I felt like I'd be okay to go out and do a run. And my plan was to go out and do a 12-mile run and just to see, try and do the best 12 miles that I could, and then take a few days off to recover it and prepare myself for the half marathon on Sunday. Instead, that didn't happen. I got about a mile and a half into things, and even though my calf muscle had felt fine for the better part of 2 days, it started to feel tight again. I started to feel this little biting, just below my knee, at the back of my knee, should I say. And straight away I could tell that this was, not the usual sort of sensation from just running. I talk a lot about how I need to be mindful and pay attention to my body and be aware of the difference between, what is just, soreness or whatever because my body is adjusting to going through this process of exercise, what is just part of the process of working out, and what is a warning sign that something is wrong. And I knew straight away that this was more of a warning sign than a normal part of the process. It wasn't a warning sign that something was definitely wrong and that I was injured. It was the kind of warning sign that was saying, look, if you carry on, you are definitely going to be injured and there will be no half marathon for you on Sunday. At first I tried to block it out of my mind and shake it off and be like, no, it's okay, I'm overreacting, it's fine. Then I got into 2 miles, 2.5 miles, and I started to realise, okay, this is getting worse and not better. And I had to make a decision, and it was I could press on with the run, but I know at some point I'm just going to do more. The further I go, the more damage I'm going to do. So it's not worth just clocking up those extra miles just to give myself more damage. Or I could, go home and call this a day and try again tomorrow. Or not even tomorrow, sorry, just go home and rest and recover. So what I did was I slowed my pace right down. I just did the slowest, easiest, most gentle 5k that I could possibly do. I was barely even running towards the end. I was shuffling along a little bit. Like little old grannies walking past me, speeding by. But then I stopped and I walked home, stretched, got the foam roller. I just had a bath this morning. Tried to massage it a little bit. I have to be honest, yesterday I was really bummed out about it. Even though I knew that I'd done the smart thing, give myself a few extra days to look after this and I should be okay by Sunday. I was really bummed out because I really wanted to run. It took me a while just to go, okay, well, I've been bummed out and now I need to get on with it. So, I made myself some sweet potato to feel better, which, comfort eating is never good, but I admit I caved in and to be fair, comfort eating sweet potato is probably not the worst thing in the world that anybody's ever done. It could have been cakes or sweets or something like that. Today I'm feeling mentally much better. I'm out of that little depressive funk that I was in yesterday. But I do notice today that whereas over the last couple of days my calf felt relatively fine and only hurt when I was running, I can, just as I'm walking about today, feel a kind of slight tension and slight discomfort there. So I've done more rolling, I've done some stretching, I'm just really going to take care of this. And hopefully I'm going to do no more running now until Sunday, and hopefully by Sunday morning I'll be able to go and have a decent half. So it's Friday, and to be honest, the calf injury is hurting more than it even was yesterday, or even straight after the 20-mile run. You noticed I started to refer to it as an injury and not just my calf is sore. So at the minute I don't know if I'm going to do the half marathon on Sunday. My mindset at the minute is to do the best that I can to look after it, and literally I'll make the decision on Sunday morning. I do need a few things for just in the house, like groceries and stuff. So I've been to the supermarket and got what I needed, so that now if I need to, I can literally sit on the sofa and not move until Sunday morning and just try and rest and recover this. While I was at the supermarket, I also bought this stuff, deep freeze pain relief cold spray. I normally have the deep heat relief and put that on, but I'm wondering if cold spray might do more good. I'm not sure. So I'm going to go and try this now and then get on I'm going to work from the sofa this afternoon. I'll check in with you later, let you know how it goes. So it is 7:45 on Sunday morning. Today is the day of the half marathon. I have decided to go ahead and at least try and run it. I've spent the past 2 days desperately resting and doing everything I can to try and get my leg in a kind of a good place. It still feels a bit sore this morning, but not so sore that it seems dangerous. So I'm going to at least give the half marathon a try, which may be a good idea, or it may be that this is the stupidest decision I ever make in my life. Last night I was still all kinds of worried about it. I tried going to bed early to try and get some proper rest, but it was just on my mind, like what do I do? So I took some time out, I did some meditating and some breathing exercises. I tried to visualize the run going perfectly. I'm not sure how well that works, but it was what I did. This morning I woke up and I felt fine, and my leg just kind of got worse as I've been sort of moving around just around my house this morning. But I'm going to go for it. I think there is a place I can get a massage from before the run, so hopefully we'll get there early. I'll have time enough to do that, and it just might help. I was saying yesterday that originally my plan was to do the best half marathon I could, and now I just want to finish it. I'll still do the best half marathon that I can today. It's just that my best today probably isn't as good as it could have been, which is fine. If I get through this and then I've got a couple of weeks to rest and everything will be okay. So I'm going to go, I'll take some footage on my iPhone and show you what's going on when we get there. See you later. Okay, so we made it into town. They have sports massage therapists at the starting line, so I've just been and had my calf muscles really worked over by a really nice lady called Claire, who I'm going to go and see at the end, and she'll do the post-race massage as well. I actually feel really good after that. I think I'm still going to sort of take it a little bit slower than I might have done otherwise, but I enjoyed that and I feel ready to go. I've just come out of the main race area and going to the bag drop, put my bag away. It is freezing cold this morning. I regret not bringing a light layer to wear. I almost did and then I sort of forgot, so I'm just gonna have to freeze to death this morning waiting for the race to start in about maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. What time is it? Yeah, about 40 minutes till the race starts, so I've got time to just walk around. I may go and show you the race area again, but for now let's go and drop my bag off. We did it in just under 2 hours, 7 minutes, I think. Got my medal. It was awesome. Some parts were really difficult, but other parts were really fun. And my cars weren't destroyed. There was a bit when I was going uphill where they felt like they were just gonna pop, but yeah, we got through. I didn't do this video right at the finish line because it is really noisy there and also really windy and stuff. So I just wanted to check in and say, yay, we did it. Where's my medal? And yeah, I will post a proper recap of how the run went when I get home. But for now, I just need to go get my bag, get warm because it is freezing cold, and we'll talk later. Mwah. It is Monday, it is the day after the half marathon. I promise you, I haven't been walking around the house the whole day with the medal on. I just thought I'd wear it whilst I shot this last little bit of the video. As I said in the last clip, I didn't have time or battery power on my phone to record a full summary, but man, what a day that was yesterday. So after panicking so much about how tight my calf muscles were, I got a good massage before the race. Like, this lady really worked over. Well, there were two ladies, one on either leg, which was a weird experience. We were right in the middle of town near the start line, so I'm like lying just in the middle of town on this bed whilst two women work over my legs. And then a guy from the local newspaper came and was like, hey, can I take your photograph? So it was just the most weird experience. But it really seemed to help. I got started with the race and I was thinking, hey, my calves feel okay, my legs feel okay. And I took off and I started doing a pretty good pace. For at least the first half of the race, I was keeping in touch with the 2 hour pacer. They had the pacers, I think they had a pacer for 1 hour and 45, 2 hours, and 2 hours 15. And I was keeping up with the 2 hour pacer for a long time. And then things started to get quite hilly and I just had to drop back and just let her go. And I thought, if I'm supposed to catch up to her today, I will do. I knew there was going to be a hill involved, but I didn't quite realise how intense this hill was. There were little bits where there were small little inclines, but for me, even a small little incline after I'd been running for an hour, it takes a lot of work. But then, oh my goodness, we went through this place called Hay Hall in Wigan, and the hill was like that. This hill seemed to slow so many people down. The pack that I was with, so many of us had to slow to a walk and then try and push up a run and then slow down again. It was just brutal. And as I'm going up this hill, I felt my calves they felt like balloons. They were really expanded, and I kept thinking oh my goodness, at any minute these are gonna pop and I'm gonna be really hurt. But I managed to keep on. I got to the top of the hill, and that was false because you got to the top of the hill and then it flattened out and then it went up a little bit more. So that was oh no. That was between miles 9 and 10. From mile 10 and a half down to mile 11 and a half. There was a nice, we basically turned around and went down the same hill, so that was awesome. Except for when we then got to the bottom of the hill, in order to get out of Hay Hall where we were and back onto the main roads, there was another hill that was basically almost 90 degrees. And again, my calves felt like they just blew up, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to get hurt here. So I slowed way down and I just walked the whole way up that hill. I had to, and I think I saw a lot of other people walking it as well. It was such a brutal hill. But I'm sure, people who are more advanced at running than me, I'm sure they dealt with it fine. I'm very much a middle of the pack kind of runner, and that's all I ever intend to be. I run, not to be the best runner ever, just to do the best job that I can do. But I also knew, I remember going up this last little hill and being okay, I've just got to do this, and then there's a mile left. And the last mile I was slow and I was tired at this point, but it was such a relief to be going and doing this one last mile and cross over the finish line. The finish, I saw the seconds on the timer, so my gun time, like from the start of the race till the time I crossed, was 2 hours and 7 minutes exactly. My chip time, I had completed the race in 2 hours 6 minutes and 2 seconds, which blew my mind, because I was thinking, like, even on a good day I might do 2 hours 15 minutes. So I was so happy, I was so euphoric, I was so like, yes, I was really, really happy with that. Yesterday I got home, I was really sore, my calves hurt all day, but I've stretched, I've had a bath this morning, I've done a little bit with the foam roller, but I really need to do some more. I have to leave and go to school straight after this, so I'll do those tomorrow. But yeah, I spent all day yesterday once I got in just resting. Today I definitely feel sore, and I've got a little bit of like post-event blues, like kind of like an emotional hangover. I've had these before where I'll have like, a big exciting thing happen. Like I remember there was a concert I went to last year, and I was so looking forward to it for such a long time, and then it happened and it was like the best night of my life, and then for like the following day I just felt like really flat. So I kind of have that going on today, where I just feel a little bit down, but there are things that I can do to sort of to get me to get myself back onto a nice balanced place. And it's interesting, I've been thinking today that with all the anxiety I had in the run up to this run, it's funny because I feel like I've done a lot of work to help cope with anxiety and depression and all those kind of things over the years. And there's always that little part of me that thinks, well, I've dealt with this now, that should be it. And then little things like this will come and show me, okay, Chris, there's still a little, there's still more you can do to help you, deal with your anxiety. So it's been an interesting lesson. I am so glad that I did this half marathon. There are now like 2 weeks left to go before the proper marathon. I'm very excited about, the actual marathon. I don't think I'm going to do it at the same pace that I did the half, because to be honest, I left it all out there, and I think if I went at that pace, I'd hit the wall, relatively early. So, going to give myself a few days to recover and then get on with the Manchester Marathon. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.